Hello, hello, my friends. It's wonderful to be with you. Welcome, welcome to the Sunshine Study. I'm Dr. Rebecca, the Life Joy Coach and author. And if you're just joining us, I am thrilled to have you with us. Please, if you put a comment, if you say hello, it really helps because it means I can see you and shout you out. But also if you've got a business, a cause, or something you need to promote, put your link in the comments and that would be joyous. So welcome, welcome to the Sunshine Study. We're not in the car this week. We are back in the cool, thank goodness, and you are most welcome. I'm Dr. Rebecca, the Life Joy Coach and author, and I help people transform their burnout into balance to find more blessings. Hello, Pat. Welcome, welcome. Lovely to have you. Today we're going to do 15 ways to make your life a bit better this weekend. And I hope that will help. So if you're just joining us, please say hello. It's always wonderful to have you. It helps as well that I can see that people are coming because the last few weeks, the comments, some of them work, some of them don't. And people have said, Beck, I was at your live today and you didn't say hello. So forgive me if I don't say hello. It's because I can't see them. But it's lovely to be with you. Ken, it's lovely to see you. I remember your kindness in the surgery. Welcome, everybody. Now, somebody's just said, good afternoon, Dr. Rebecca, but it looks like I've said it. Let's hope I haven't been hacked. But please say hello if you're just joining us. You're very welcome. And this is the Sunshine Study. We love sunflowers because they are tall, they are golden, they seek the light, and when the storms come, they hold one another up. I wonder how your sunflower challenge is going. Have you managed to grow any? I've got several out. Hi, Pat. Hi. Yours has worked. I've got several out in the front in pots and I'm going to put some more in today. Bliss, my darling, it's wonderful to see you. I've got 15 ways today to make your life happier and better this weekend. So I've got my post-its ready. And if you're just joining us, please say hello. If you've got anything you need to promote, any cause that's worthy, if you're self-employed, if you've got events coming up, put them in the comments and we'll fill this thread with joy and hope. And I have more wool for you. Just thought I'd tell you that, Bliss. So here we go. 15 ways to make your life more joyous and better this weekend. Now, this really helps because if you understand the premise, I think you will have more joy in your life. The first one is that small is mighty. And this really happens when you don't have a lot of big normal life going on. So one of the great coping strategies, one of the life joy strategies is to find great delight in tiny treasures and to see a bounty of blessings in the ordinary, the normal, the boring, and see that as the wealth of normality. And what that suddenly does is give you a foundation. Pete, that was me. Oh, Pete, well, if I'm going to be hacked, you can hack me. It's lovely to see you. Welcome. I'm talking about 15 ways to make your life better this weekend. These are very small, tiny things. Lots of people would call them hacks, life hacks. I don't like the word hack because I think it's like, ice hack. I like the word a top tip, to give you more tiny treasures, which will make your life more sustainable, your health stronger, and your soul more luminous. So here we go, the post-its are ready. I've written here, small is mighty. I really think it is, tiny treasures. A client said to me today, and she'd be fine with me saying this, is that she had a cup of tea and a custard cream and it was the joy of her day. And to be able to eat, having great struggles, I mean, I understand great struggles with food so much, but to be able to just eat a little thing was an enormous achievement. And most of us spend all of our lives thinking about the big events, the big achievements, the big days, the parties, the gatherings. Leslie, it's lovely to have you. We're talking about 15 ways. We're going up from top 10 tips. We're going to 15 to make your life better this weekend. So if you look at the very small, tiny things, it gives you joy because it makes you realise how fortunate you are and that always 1,000 people would swap. So here we go. Number one. This is powerful, whatever you believe. I always say, thank God and say your prayers. Baseline living. Thank God I'm here. Thank God I've got up. Thank God I can function. And instead of saying, oh my God, I just say, thank God, thank God. Take that into your parlance. Thank God I can eat. Thank God I can move. Thank God I can work. Thank God I can function. Thank God I can get through a difficult day. And thank God I've made it through if I can't work. Those kinds of baseline gratitudes in your daily life are prayers within themselves. So I've said, say your prayers. There you are, baseline, number one. And if you don't say your prayers, have faith in that the sun will rise, the tide will come in, people will be good and you will survive and do your best. So that's number one. Number two, thank your precious people. All the things I suggest, especially to clients, are almost always free, always very little energy, but have a very profound effect. So if you could just tell 2 or 3 people this weekend that you're grateful for them and relive a happy memory with them. I spent, nearly a decade writing eulogies and running funeral services. And the bits that were the real treasures of life were the daft memories, the things where things went wrong, where we had a happy time, where somebody found their keys when they thought they were lost, when, an unexpected kindness happened, when you find something out about one of your best pals you never knew. All these bits of treasure. You learn what their parents were called, you learn what their great hopes were, the favourite places. If you tell people a happy memory that you shared with them. I have one friend that we did a lot of things during my 20s together when I was really unwell, and she was so immensely kind and tolerant. And she used to sort of say, well, we can't go because you can't park on the door and your walking's terrible. So we talk about those memories a lot now, and about the fact that I had really desperate food problems in my 20s. And she used to say, what's in your handbag? Have you got chickpeas for a snack? And we have those little bits of banter. But happy memories discussed for more and in detail cement the goodness to our souls. That's a lovely thing to do. So even if you just have a normal chatter and you throw in a happy memory with somebody that you cherish, it does you both good. And also to ask that person, what do they remember? What were the best parts of it? What were the most ridiculous parts of it? I often have the phrase, I know my own folly, and I try and chuckle at myself. But when we do know our own folly, it adds to our goodness because it keeps us humble, but it also gives us a perspective about what we can do to make things better. So, number 1, thank God, say your prayers, or thank somebody. Thank your precious people and share a happy memory. Number 3, message somebody you've been meaning to get in touch with for ages. And I love this. And I love, people are very lovely to me. And I had 3 messages this morning. One with a sunflower couch. It looked immense. Saying, I saw this and thought of you. What a powerful, loving friendship that is. I saw this and thought of you. Put something in the post for somebody. Send them a thank you. Send them a hello. Send them, I know you're having a difficult time, but shout if you need me. Those kinds of powerful messages. Or just, hello, how are you doing? Number 4. Do a tiny task if you can. If you can do a big task, wonderful. But I've written here, is there something that's irritating you perpetually? Anna, darling, my treasure. Right, go and see, I'm getting lost off here. Go and see Peter Surridge, Ridge Tech, Web Solutions. Go and see Anna Wilson, Virtual Bird. Powerhouse of goodness, that pair. Between them, they could run the world. And I'm just saying 15 things to make your life better this weekend. So number 1 was thank God, say your prayers. Number 2, thank your precious people and share a lovely memory. Live, darling. It's lovely to have you. Welcome, welcome. Number 3, message somebody you've been meaning to get in touch with for ages. Number 4, identify, we could run the world, eh, Pete? Are you up for it? You should just do that. I'll be the cleaner. You two be Prime Minister and Chancellor. That'll do me. So live, darling, I'm here. Gorgeous, gorgeous sentence. So 15 things to make your life better this weekend. So is there something that's small that's irritating you all the time? We had a window lock that never worked. And every time we had to open that window, it's just such a nuisance. And you also wondered whether you'd ever get it locked and closed. And finally, I've got that blooming lock mended. And it took ages. But finally, I've done it. And that tiny little thing that has just made the day easier. I love fresh air. I love having the windows open. We may have cleaning up exercises to do first, but I'm ready. I think we do, Peter. I think we do. May God forgive us. So, yes, I've got my own drive gates fixed. It's a big win for me. Yes, these small things that just irritate us a bit, if we could manage to just clock them off. What often happens is that we have a big to-do list, and sometimes I don't like the word overwhelmed, but sometimes we can feel, whoa, there's a lot coming at us. So you do the easiest thing, the cheapest thing, and you just do one and it knocks it off. If you want to tackle the big one, Anna often says, eat the frog. If you want to eat the metaphoric frog, do it. But, just do something that would make your life. Lists, you've got to love a list. Felicity, have I said a list before? Have I mentioned that somewhere? So, number 5, can you declutter a tiny thing? If you are always looking for socks that match, Elizabeth Wilson doesn't like socks that match, but can you just tidy one drawer? Can you tidy one area of your desk? Sorted some stuff out? Yes. I am a huge fan of decluttering and minimalism, although I know at my back wall, I do love a list too. Lists make us powerful, I think. I make lists of joy all the time. But now, the thing about that is suddenly all of the jobs are on one place. You can separate them off. And I am going to mention a spreadsheet, don't worry. Alison Bailey, my darling, will you put Headlights link in the comments? Alison runs Headlight, which is my favourite place in the world. It's an island of sanity in a world of chaos, and it's led with great magnanimity, grace, and the welcome is wonderful, and so is the banter. I did try and come and see you this week, Anna, but Alison, but I couldn't manage it. I'll try and come in the next couple of weeks. Oh, there's somebody at the door. Oh, we're just going to have to leave. Kev's going to get the door. Oh man, decluttered a few boxes, gifted him. Yes, lovely, lovely, lovely. Because I think when we make space, whether that's mentally or physically, it allows us more energy. I think I'm very happy with a clear desk, and then I can think clearly. But sometimes we need space in our lives as well as our physical environment. So if you can just declutter a little thing that doesn't take a lot of energy, don't do something that's going to exhaust you and take 10 hours, but just a little bit, I think it might make you happier this weekend. Number 6, here you are. This is for you, Anna Wilson. Plan, list, have a spreadsheet, put colours on it, manage your joy. Lovely, lovely, lovely. So, however the system works for you, use it. You may not like lists, you may like a spreadsheet, you may like post-it notes, you may like a notepad, you may like a computer screen or an app. I mean, I understand there are apps for everything now. And if you do those things, suddenly it's taking it out of here, churning and chewing on at you, and suddenly it's out and there's a plan to do something about it. All of life and relationships need managing. Most people don't think that. They think they should just cruise through and it'd be easy. But even the best of relationships need managing. So remember that you're managing yourself first. You are your life and mind manager. So whatever fits you, find that and enjoy it. I've just made a little list of the things I'd like to do this weekend, if I could possibly do it. It's not overwhelming, but it will all add to the calmer week to come, God willing. Number 7, get some fresh air and some daylight early in the day if you can. So it's really important that you get daylight into your eyes and vitamin D on your skin, but don't get sunburnt. But the quality of the light early in the day is enormously powerful, and that will help your sleep pattern and rhythms. And I spend a huge amount of time working on sleep with people, because your sleep is your powerhouse of life. And you need to get to bed early. I may have said that to 1 or 2 people. Forgive me if I have. But the hours between 10 and midnight are very powerful in your mending, your clearing up in here, getting rid of the plaques. That it's like having a road sweeper go through your brain as well as your cells. So I cannot implore you enough to value your sleep and look after it. I have had very disturbed sleep. I've had people very, very unwell because of it. I've had terrible, torturous nights. There's nothing lovely than going to bed, having a good night's sleep and waking up comfortable. So I just hope that that might help. So the daylight, a good night's sleep starts in the first thing in the morning. It's a pattern of activity through the day that you don't put a ton of caffeine into you. If you're going to have that, have it very early in the day. You don't put a ton of sugar into you. You don't put a load of carbs and white things that are going to shoot your blood sugars up. That a whole of your day is organised to refill your night. Now, I know that sounds really puritanical, but these are tiny, small things. I will not mention Diet Pepsi, Diet Coke, Diet Pop, because, you know, I don't like them. I think they do you a great deal of harm. But if you can get your water in and your sleep and some daylight, these are the foundations for making your weekend better. I've mentioned water, number 8. Number 9, think about your breathing and your breathing exercises. And I've been working on this recently and I'm quite excited about it. And one of the things that makes life better, Ruth, my darling, welcome, welcome. We're doing 15 things to make your life better this weekend, and they're all tiny and they're all manageable. I'll give you a quick run through in a moment. But number 10 is learn something new. Now, at the moment, I'm learning about breathing exercises and how I breathe. And I spent so many years speaking in public, teaching people as well how to breathe and project. Now, what's really interesting about this, you're not late, you're a treasure to have, is breathing out properly before you actually say anything reduces your nerves. It's one of the biggest secrets of public speaking there is. Everybody thinks it's a deep breath in. It's not. It's a deep breath out. Then you're off and off you go. And think about how learning something new, just the tiniest thing that you think, oh, I've always wondered about that. Well, I've always known I need to sort some breathing exercises out and have a little bit of a rest at a certain time of the day. I'm trying to plug that in because I am very easily addicted to work. I'm certainly addicted to my gorgeous clients. I love being with them, but I also have to manage my own energy to look after them well. And one of those things is that if I'm not careful, I will just keep going. I have an insatiable drive, really, that needs managing very carefully, because otherwise I just drive myself into the ground, and have done many times. So the breathing exercise is not only learning to do something new, it's going to learn to look after me a bit better, which I know I've needed to do. So even if you just learn about a little app or a little thing you've always wanted to do, or how your printer does something, all these things just give you an inch of joy. Here we are. Oh, number 11. This is the good one. Stop berating yourself. Do your best, let it go. So think about how you think and talk to yourself. If something goes wrong, do you think, oh, I'm ridiculous, I'm rubbish, I can't do anything, this always happens? Or do you think, what can I learn from this? Are there blessings from this? What would I do differently next time? And 2 or 3 things I've learned recently is I try not to make assumptions. I try not to assume. Perfecting things, yes, exactly. This needs to stop, because usually it's come either from a lack of correct parenting, a teacher who said perhaps a throwaway line and not even realise the impact they've said. But I used to have, and I love my teachers, but I used to have a teacher in infant school who used to say, you're a fuss. Now, if she'd known what was going on in my home life, or even bothered to ask and be bothered, she would know that I was 7 years old. I had a dad in hospital, a very seriously ill mum, and my gran was losing her sight. The world was falling apart in my life. So if I was going to go and ask her 3 questions at the same time, it was because I was frightened. I wanted to know the world was safe, and that woman was dismissive. And even now, I think, am I fussing? And I'm 49 years old, and I've got lots of qualifications and lots of experience. So I'm not going to let that woman run my head. So, and I'm also not going to let somebody say, you know, I'm too enthusiastic, or I'm too impetuous, or the criticisms that have come from unfair and unjust people. Is that I think, is that warranted? And I think, I'll learn from that, but you're not running my motor or my dialogue. And how we talk to ourselves is of fundamental importance, because you wouldn't say the things to other people that you say to you. You would be full of encouragement and praise and kindness for them. You would say to them, don't worry, everybody makes mistakes. Don't worry, it'll be all right, we'll put it back together. So one of the things I tell myself now when my knees bend, and they bend frequently, don't worry, I don't have all the answers, but I have a few, is that I tell myself it will get sorted. And that's a powerful phrase, it'll get sorted. I will do my best. And with that, the rest is in God's hands. And my dad always says to me, you will cope. And I think, I don't know if I will, Daddy, I don't know. And he had such profound confidence that I would. It gave me confidence. So remember this phrase, you did cope in the past, you're coping now, however imperfectly, you're still getting through, and you will cope in the future. So think about how you are talking to yourself this weekend, and if it's not kind, sort it out. Stop it, be aware of it, stop apologising, stop over-explaining, state the facts, keep calm, live in the truth, and value yourself. That was a bit of a sermon for you there. Value yourself. Did you know I'm going to say you're fearfully and wonderfully made? Oh, I've mentioned that once or twice before. Now, number 12, if you stop berating yourself and being less judgmental on yourself, you have so much more energy. And here I've written here, praise and encourage other people. And within that, that's number 13. I've said, say hello to some random people, as long as it's safe. And it's those tiny interactions that we often have with people we don't know that are very enriching. And if we do a little kindness as well with them, I always have a bottle of water ready in case there's a delivery person who's absolutely desperate of the heat and they're exhausted. And Kevo then always has posh chocolate biscuits to give them, so they get a bottle of water and a chocolate biscuit. And I love doing it. Yes, exactly. One for me. Wonderful, wonderful. Free hugs, exactly. Just a little bit of thoughtfulness for somebody else. Just, hey, are you okay? Are you okay? Do you need a seat? These things make a huge difference, both to us and the recipients. Number 14, if you can donate a bit, if you can declutter, that's not costing you money, it's liberating you and it's helping other people. And whatever you can put in wherever you can, and I know times are very difficult, but not even donating stuff or money, it's donating your kind heart that really matters and your sweet temper. So remember that enriches you immensely. And then number 15, I've said we start with our prayers and we finish. We thank God. and that faith and spirituality in whatever guise you have, whether you love diving, you love sitting in the garden, you love watching the birds, you love walking on the grass with no shoes on, as long as that's safe, you love having a cool drink outside, you love the stars, you love the moon, you love your faith, whatever that manifests as being, is that faith and spirituality, I believe, are the anchors for the soul to help you shine ever brighter. And really, if you can look for small ways in your life to add joy, contribution, courage and wisdom, you will have a much more contented existence. If you can look for things that are leaking your energy and leaking your time, and you can do something to mend those, the smallest of things can have mighty outcomes. And if you can manage your mind and your relationships, you will be richer because of it. And within all of that is boundaries and burnout. And you know, I talk about those a lot, but that it's all right to look after you. It's all right to defend you. It's not all right to absorb bad behaviour. And it's all right to be irritated, angry, cross, and say, that's not acceptable. Don't be rude. Don't be nasty. You know, have some sentences ready that you need to say. And you will find if you say them once, or you're even prepared to say them, the likelihood of needing them is much less. People will respect you more. You wouldn't allow other people to be bullied. You mustn't allow yourself to be bullied or for you to bully yourself. Jill Shaw, it's lovely to see you. So for the people who've just come in at the end, I'm going to read backwards 15 things to make your life just a bit happier this weekend. Hey Jill, hey, lovely to see you. Number 1, thank God. Faith and spirituality, anchors of your soul. Courage, wisdom, joy, hope and contribution. Remember, oh, I'll have some Velcro, Pat. So is Pat's got supplies. Start with valuing your faith and spirituality and make time for it, even if that's silence and stillness. Number 14, donate whatever you can, wherever you can. Number 13, say hello, do a random act of kindness, make them regular. Water bottle for the delivery driver. An ice cream for a hard press cleaner, a cup of tea for the man who's digging the road outside, all those kind things. I'm always after Velcro, there's a sentence. Fliss, you need to be friends with Pat, creative genius. So don't make them just, if you can make them random, wonderful, but if you can make them regular, even better. Number 12, praise and encourage other people. A kind word costs nothing and it does wondrous things to people. And even if there's not an incident to implement it, just say, I've always admired your backbone. I've always admired the way you kindly look after people. I've always admired the way you always have lovely manners and open the doors. Thank you so much. You've done that beautifully. These are beautiful phrases. Number 11, stop berating yourself. Do your best. Let it go. Do not go over and over and over and over. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be the best that you can be. And if you can't be the best you can be, you just need to be the best that you can be on that day. Number 10, learn something new. At the moment, I'm learning breathing exercises and enjoying it. YouTube is a wonderful thing. Number 9, I've written sit outside, but don't get sunburned. Get some daylight and some water into you as well. A good sleep starts in the morning, often with as much light as we can get into us. Oh, that's gorgeous, Liv, gorgeous. You're all an example. You inspire me all. Number 6, make a list, make a spreadsheet, make a plan, make an app, make some joy, get things organised, take control. You'll feel better. Declutter a thing, just one thing, but I hope you can manage more. Declutter some space in your life, build some diary time for rest and peace as well. Number 4, find a tiny irritant that you need to get sorted or you need to do something about to make it better. Number 3, message somebody you've been meaning to message for ages. Thank your precious people. And number 1, thank God and say your prayers. 15 things to make your life better. Boom. I hope that helps. I hope you have a calm weekend. I hope you're not too uncomfortable in the heat. If you love it, wonderful. If you can get some daylight, beautiful. If you can do nothing other than stick your head out of the window, stand at the front door, sit at the front door, sit on the back step. If you can do those things, they're valuable. I hope I don't talk about happiness as much. I talk about shots of joy and contentment. Sorry, I've got purple fingers. I wonder why. The dog's eaten a pen. She's trailed it all down her front fur. It's all on the back step. We can't get rid of it. We can't find the pen. And Kev made me a pot. And he wrote Beck on it, bless him, for my pens. And I love inky pens. And look what she's done. So everything that goes in that pot has now got purple ink on. Marvellous. And one last tip, use your good stuff, enjoy your good stuff. These were my stickers I got made in the 90s I sent huge amounts of post in the 90s. I do quite a bit now, but I had those made. They were a huge indulgence for me. I was very poorly, and I've still got some left. I was very careful. Have a joyful day, and that's just in case I didn't know who I was. My mummy got those for me. So have a joyous weekend. Do some things to make it better. Do some things to make you better. Look after yourself, but also just get through and enjoy what you can. It's a privilege to be here, and it's a joy to have you. Thank you for being my friends. Take care. God bless. Be safe.